Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my latest layout for Hey Little Magpie. And for this layout I'm using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Fresh Snow collection. And for this layout I'm using the Winter Wishes paper as the base. I decided to actually just turn the paper around. That's not the angle it's meant to be at, but it doesn't make any difference. I preferred the boards going across, and I've already printed two 3x4 photographs which I'll come back to. From this collection, I've put aside a lot of the things that are blues, greens and browns, because that's the sort of colours, beige, whites that I want to use on this layout rather than the blues that are also in it. So I've already segregated some of the ephemera into a tray. I really like this paper from the 6x8 pad. They also do it as a 12x12, and it's got lots of layers already on it. And I'm just trimming some of the bits off it around the edge because I don't want it to be a complete rectangle when I put it behind the photos. But I do want to use it as the base layer to build up. I've got some of the die cuts there, some of them are the larger ones, and I'm aiming to add a few layers behind the photograph and then have a couple of clusters as well. Paper you can see on the left with all the journaling paper on it. That also is from the 6x8 pad, and I will cut into that at various stages to take some pieces out to add layers behind the pictures, and that's exactly what I'm looking for on this sheet as well. I'm looking for things that I can actually maybe trim out and use to add interest around the photographs. I would really recommend you check out this collection at Hey Little Magpie. So it's Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Fresh Snow. Really nice soft colours. I found this really easy to create with, and lots of photographs that would go with this. I know it's a winter collection, and don't let snow put you off in the title. I think I'm not sure that I've actually even scrapped some snow. I haven't with this layout. Wintry photos, yes, or that sort of thing, but definitely not snow. So don't be put off by the title, and do check it out at Hey Little Magpie. So I'm still looking at adding layers, and I'm still cutting into the 6x8 6x8 paper just so I can tuck things in. I do like layers if you've watched my videos before. They don't need to be whole pieces, they just need to be able to stick out. Also, you'll find that when I come to stick them down, I don't stick anything down fully. I like that little bit of shadow between the layers. I mean, the bit that I've just tucked in there is just a tiny strip that I cut off the original piece of 6x8 paper. So I quite like the way that central collection is going. I don't normally build a layout from the centre, but because of the decoration on the top left of this paper, I felt that the photographs would look better central. So I'm just adding a little bit of tape now to start to get some of those layers down. So I've stuck that central portion down together off camera, but it's still loose off the back page. And now I'm looking at the embellishment. So I've got all the bits in the tray that I dug out at the beginning, and I kind of want to replicate the top left decoration on the paper in the bottom right below my photos, not to the right to the edge of the page, but just to give it maybe a diagonal feel. So I'm having a look at some of the branches and bits and pieces that are in this collection. I am trimming a couple as I go. I just feel that maybe the white edge is a bit big for my liking. That's personal taste. I'm just being a flipping fussy. But I do tend to do that if I'm not happy with it. There's these cute mugs. I know there's no mugs in the photos, and I'll get back to those in just a sec. But I think they go with the homely theme, very much on the colour ways that I want to use as well. I love the big pine cone, and I think that echoes the brown in the top left as well. So that's definitely here to stay. So while my hands are moving around, I'll tell you about the photographs. So every Christmas Eve, since my daughter was tiny, we tend to do some baking, and we're going to eat it on Christmas Eve as well. It's kind of like it's a tradition that has evolved over the years, and we've done all sorts of things. Obviously, when she was little, I did most of the work. As she's got bigger, I've done less of the work, but we start looking weeks in advance on Pinterest and various sites, trying to find a recipe So this is what we chose a couple of years ago, was to make some pine cone cupcakes. We found them online. It was using a curved chocolate breakfast cereal. And what you did is when you cook the actual cupcakes, you put some little foil balls between the tray and the casing to make the cakes a bit more triangular. And then when you decorated you covered them in butter icing and you stuck in these curved breakfast cereal bits. Really, really tasty. Then with a bit of icing sugar over the top. They went down a storm on Christmas Eve, and every year I photograph the cakes that she's made. We even brought in a little bit of greenery so she could make them Instagrammable. But it just makes me smile. It's one of those traditions that I love. I know that Christmases change over time, but at the moment, this is still a tradition that we carry out. So great memories when I look at these pictures. And they've not been scrapped before, apart from in my December album. So I've come in with lots of bits and pieces. If you know me well, you know that they're my favourite bits. And I am tucking bits in left and right to add to the clusters. Lots of any little bits that I think will work. I found some stars as well that match the colourways. And there's some little branch bits as well that I'm just having a look at and see what will work. I also now need to think a little bit more about the title for this layout. I've got the word wonderful that I'm going to use at the top left, and I'm using the word lovely down by the mugs, but I am going to add some more lettering there as well. So I just had a little bit of a clear up, and I've brought in the beautiful enamel dots that come with this collection. They're really sparkly, really nice subtle colours, and I'm definitely going to add a few of those around the clusters as well, particularly around the bottom, around the mugs, because I think they look really great there. And I've just brought some letters from my stash. They're not a perfect match green, but they will work really well size-wise. And I'm going to add them in, and I'm going to make it Lovely Baking as the title. So I just want those to fit underneath the mugs at the bottom right. I've added the stickers to a little bit of freezer paper first, just to make sure they fit in the gap that I want them to go in, and then I will stick them down to the layout. I might need to use a bit of extra adhesive because they're older ones, and I'm back on the enamel dots. I think I must use a third of a packet on this layout, just sprinkling them around just to get everything finished off. I'm quite pleased with the way this is looking. It's not my usual design style, but I think it works really well with all the layers. I probably bend some of the layers up a little bit before I take the photographs at the end, just so you can see the layers a little bit clearer. So thank you very much for watching this video. Do check out this collection at Hey Little Magpie. We'd like you to give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If there's any questions you've got about this collection, please add them in the comments below and I will come back to you. That's all the dimension, and here's the final images and the close-ups too. So this is Sheena Rowlands for Hey Little Magpie. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you here again soon. Bye for now.